Hey guys, Darren here with a box review of 1993 Bowman football cards. And interestingly for me, this was a card set that I discovered in grocery stores. And what's interesting is if you look at the card design is about as simplistic as it could possibly get. To me, these seemed super cheap, and it wasn't until a long time later that I discovered that, well, first off, they're not cheap, they're expensive, but also that they're supposed to be kind of high end. And that's kind of the strange thing about this set, which 1992 had the same problem. It just doesn't have a great card design. So I'll get a better example. So with the card design, it's just got a white border around the outside. It's got the Bowman logo up there, kind of a ghost of a football, and then it has the name down here with a box behind the last name, and then the first name is just kind of floating, and that is it. Now in 1994, Fleer would do something very similar, except their card looked a whole lot better, in part because the image selection was better, and also in part because the name looked better. But the cards just have a pedestrian quality that is, I was amazed that, to me, Bowman never looked really good till 1995. That was the first year I thought that they were a worthwhile card brand. But the cards they're no slouch. They're actually pretty valuable cards. The set has no inserts at all, no parallels, nothing like that. And you can see that the box is really thin too. It's 24 packs per box, 14 cards per pack, but it's 13 regular cards and 1 foil. So in the card set, there are cards that are just regular, and then there are also the foil cards. And the foil cards come 1 per pack. So you're getting I got almost all the foil cards in this box. But that is one of the strengths of going through the packs as you're opening them, is that every single pack has one of these foil cards, and almost all the foil cards are star cards. So that helps. And the cards look a lot flashier, but they're same on the back, but on the front, they just have this oil effect around the outside, and it's got a texture on it. So it looks different from the card set. That does help because it feels like it's something special, which, I mean, frankly, it's kind of supposed to be special. But other than that, the cards are really pretty boring as you go through. So I was curious about the experience. Like I said, in 1993, I didn't notice these in card shops. I didn't have a lot of money to spend, so it might have just had a really big price tag and I never noticed. But I did discover them in grocery stores, and I got a few packs and was surprised at how overly simplistic they were, how frankly kind of boring the card designs were. Eventually I did get a set. I don't remember how I got it, if I bought it complete or if I did rip packs years later. But I just kind of put it in the background. So this was an opportunity for me to actually open packs. And the first thing is, like I said, there are 24 packs. You cannot get anywhere close to a complete set, unfortunately. It's just not in the books. You get a little over 300 cards, but the card set itself is, let's see, 423, I want to say. Yes, 423. So here's what the checklist looks like. There are 2 checklists in each box, or in each set, in the set. But it's a 243 card set. You get over 300 cards, so it's impossible to get a complete set. And on top of that, I got no doubles, which I would actually expect would be the case. Probably not going to get any doubles. So getting one box is either hunting for what stars are in the box or getting most of the way to a set. You would need to get a second box to get a complete set. And I would say don't expect that 2 boxes will get a complete set, because you're going to have enough cards off that there's a good chance you're going to miss a few. But as far as the star cards go, there were only 3 cards that I did not get. Thurman Thomas was one, Curtis Conway's rookie card was another, and then Elvis Gerbach was the one card of note that I did not get. That was a really valuable card. The cards I did get were Aikman, Junior Seau, Rick Mirer, Randall Cunningham, Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Barry Sanders, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Drew Bledsoe rookie card, Emmitt Smith, Brett Favre, Jerry Rice, John Elway, Derek Thomas, and Willie Roaf rookie card, all of the foil. And then the rest were Rod Woodson, Natrone Means, Mark Bunnell rookie card, kind of a unique one, Marcus Allen, Sterling Sharp, the Bus rookie card, John Lynch rookie card. That's a very distinctive one. And then Robert Smith. Now, the cards are valuable. That's a big thing about these packs. So all of these cards are considered to be worth $1 or more. I think Lawrence Taylor is one that's considered a little bit less, but for the most part, all these cards do have an extra amount of value because the cards are pretty rare. Bowman was, after 1991, Bowman was the set the Topps really backed off the production on and made sure that they were rare. And like the 1992 set is just flat out tough to come by. 93 is easier, but that's the whole thing about these cards, is the fact that they are quite uncommon. So these cards are worth quite a bit of money. Even though they don't look very good, the card back is really terrible. I like the concept of it. I don't like the reality of it. But they wanted to focus on large images of each player. And in that way, they succeeded. Are the images exciting? No. They're really, let's face it, they're very bland cards. So these are the kinds of cards that you get in order to have important cards for players or for teams or putting together the set. That's really the key. If you want a great card to put on display, this is not the first place for you to look. So for as far as opening the box goes, this is, again, if you want to put together the set, which is always a fun thing to do, you got to get two boxes. Numerically, it's impossible to do it out of one. If you want to get some fun, valuable cards, that's what you're chasing, yeah, by all means, go for it. You're going to do really well. Now, I will note that the white cards, the white bordered cards, basically all came out perfect. Of these, the corners actually have a tendency to be dinged. So a few of these corners, I've got it tilted so I can see the light. So right here, Steve Young, there's it looks like it's almost exactly perfect, maybe a soft corner, but right here, Joe Montana, it's got a turned up corner, and Barry Sanders has a turned up corner. A lot of these cards, Junior Seau and Troy Aikman here, Lawrence Taylor, they have turned up corners. I don't know why so many of the foil cards got dinged, but they did. And in case you're wondering about if the foil cards are just stars, they technically are stars. But the rest of the foil cards that I got were Reggie Brooks, Eric Curry, Andre Rison, Raheem Ishmael, Barry Foster, Jim Kelly, and Kevin Williams rookie card. So that, and I got almost all of the foil cards. So that's basically what they've got for foil cards. But for the most part, yeah, the foil cards are the really, really good cards to have. And a note, I've already done a full video on Bowman, just in case you haven't seen it. The border here is not a fixed pattern of colors. It's actually a varying border. So just like every single one of these cards has a slightly different color treatment on it, every single iteration, like John Elway, I have 4 cards already, and this is the 5th. Every one of these looks starkly different. This one is very yellow. I have one that's mostly purple. I have one that's mostly green. So that's an interesting thing about the set, is the fact that if you get no two of these cards are the same. The white cards, obviously, they're all the same. So every Natrone Means rookie card looks exactly the same, but every single Randall Cunningham card looks a little bit different. So that's interesting, and it can be a bit of a rabbit hole if you want to put together a mostly purple set, or you want to put together a more green set. You could actually try to do that and pursue different color tendencies, different hues of the borders. There are lots of rabbit holes you can go down in cards. For a set as straightforward and boring as this one, that's actually something I've considered. I really shouldn't do that, and I probably won't, but you know, I certainly wouldn't put it past me. But that's where I go with it. I wish there were more cards in the box, but then again, the whole reason these cards are of any value is because there aren't that many cards. They are more uncommon to run into. Like I said, I'm way off from the set. I've got about 3/4 of the set here. No doubles was good, but yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. So, but yeah, it is an interesting chapter in the history. An interesting place where card value was going up, even though design was somewhat regressing. But I mean, Bowman really never put out a great card until at least 1994. Yeah, so that's what I've got. That's my take, and thank you guys for watching.